Hi everyone, welcome to our little interview today with Kate, who is joining us at Strange Little Obsessions in September. You have me, Claire, and I'm with my trusty partner Janine, who I couldn't be without. Kate is our fantastic tarot lady, I'm going to call her, sort of person. My brain's still not braining. So Janine, I'll pass over to you just so we can get to know Kate a bit more.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. Hi, Kate. How are you?
Hi, I'm okay, thanks.
Good. Good. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us this evening. For those who are joining us in September for Strange Little Obsessions, can you do a little bit of an introduction to yourself and how you came to get into tarot readings and spirituality?
Yes, so I'm Kate from Nottingham, born and bred. I've done tarot for over 22 years now. It was kind of, someone gave me a reading and she said, you can do this and I'll teach you. And I did a course with her and just, I suppose fell in love with it, the storytelling, the cards, the whole thing. And, I think I've done it actually longer than I've done anything else that I do.
Oh, amazing. So you've got a real passion for it. When did you realize that you kind of, this was your path and this was something you really wanted to pursue?
I suppose quite early on, really, because, I enjoyed doing it. And I think it's important to enjoy what you're doing. And there's still so much to learn, I think, as well. I don't claim to be an expert or anything because there's lots to it, and soon I'm going to do a course in astrological tarot, so I'm going to kind of add to it a little bit as well, so that's exciting.
No, definitely. And have you found that your path into tarot readings and things has surprised you at any stage? Is there something, a story or anything you can tell us about?
I suppose it kind of surprises you all the time because I do it intuitively, so whilst I do, know the meanings and things, I go intuitively. So if I'm feeling something different to the card's real meaning or actual meaning, if you like, then I'll kind of go with that. And as I'm doing it, things are popping into my head. So, even now, after all this time, I still might say, oh, I've never said this before, but, I'm picking up your dustbin or your cat or just random things.
Yeah. And for people who are quite new to tarot, can you give us like a top line overview of what that's about and how that all works?
Yeah, I suppose it's guidance. So I always say if you've got crap going on in your life, it might come up, but it's about kind of looking at that and how you can make it better, giving you some guidance. And sometimes it helps people when someone else is seeing your situation like an outsider. I suppose it helps to give you some perspective. It usually covers things like work, relationships, your personality. I usually start with past, present, future, so whatever comes up from that kind of takes you on the journey, really.
Okay. And what's the biggest misconception that you think people have about tarot and readings?
Oh, I suppose there's a few. I suppose maybe that it's like evil, but I know different people have different beliefs, so kind of each to their own. Lots of people are scared of certain cards, like the death card, but that's actually all about new beginnings, transitions, things like that. So, we all have things happen in our life where we change chapters and, do new things. So we all go through that. And there's a couple more cards as well that people don't always like. So I suppose there's education on, what the cards actually mean and how they work, and you can take it or leave it.
And do you remember your first deck? And was that something you purchased for yourself? Was it a gift? Was that?
I've still got it. I still use it.
Amazing.
It's when I did the course with the lady, I ended up buying that deck that day off her because I couldn't wait for one to be delivered. I just needed it now. And I use it for teaching, so I teach tarot also, but I use now as my main deck like a more kind of, it's more of like a zhuzhed up version of that original one. But yeah, I've got so many decks, it's a bit of an addiction really.
And what's the difference between all the decks? Because I'm quite a novice myself, so I'm learning a lot today. But what's the difference between all of your different decks? Do you have ones for different tones or different people you're meeting? How does that all work?
Well, every tarot deck will have 78 cards, and each card will be the same thing in every deck, as in there's the death card in every deck, etc. But it's artistic freedom, I suppose, whether someone wants to do a Harry Potter deck, a fairy deck, a more traditional deck. It's the difference is just the artistry, I suppose, the different pictures, the imagination, I suppose. No limit to the imagination.
So it's more the design that's changing as opposed to the actual content of the decks themselves. Okay, that's good to know, because I wasn't, again, complete novice, so that's really cool to know.
Obviously the content and the design changing can change how you read that card, because if it's a totally different picture to what the original is, you may read it in a different way or notice something different that on that card that you've never seen before, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And have you ever done a reading that sat with you, something you will never forget? Can you tell us about that?
I suppose loads. It's hard to think of one. I suppose fully faces now. I suppose. Well, I'll just say last week, I said to someone, I was doing a tarot, but it just kind of popped into my head that something was leaking, and she was like, oh no, and I was like, oh, sorry. But then about 10 minutes later, she said, oh, I have got something that's leaking. So I was like, oh, okay, that's good. It's not a new thing. And then I was saying that, someone was having a baby, and then her daughter said, oh yeah, I've not told you so-and-so's pregnant. So that was it was like an event when there's lots of people at the table, so everyone on the table was like, ooh.
I thought you were going to say that she was going to tell her mum she was pregnant for the first time. I was like, what a moment to do it.
I think that's what everyone at the table thought at first. So everyone at the table was like, but then she said, oh no, it's so-and-so. So
no, that makes perfect sense. And are there any moments that you can recall that have really given you the chills on the other end of the spectrum? Anything that you felt a little bit supernatural or a bit weirded out by?
I suppose like the first time you maybe, surprise yourself by something that you've said, or, when someone gives you that validation, it can do. I suppose I don't really get scared, if that's what you're asking, because I do kind of protect myself and things like that. So, if I went to a haunted house, that might be a different story. But with regards to the readings, I feel quite, I suppose, protected, but it does surprise me, the things that come up, because I'll always be saying things that I've never said before, which is nice. It keeps it interesting.
Yeah. And when you mention the protection, how does that work? What do you mean by you protect yourself?
Well, I suppose it means different things to different people. Spiritually speaking, what we normally kind of do is kind of imagine ourselves protected in a bubble of bright white protective light. Some people might use crystals to help, or call in angels, or there's lots of different ways. I suppose it's kind of how you believe. I'm not here to push my beliefs on anyone, but just, I suppose, making yourself feel safe and things like Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And can you recall anyone having a funny reaction during any of your readings, something that's brought out something they were completely unexpected?
There was one with a girl that I kept thinking, because I keep getting a baby, and she couldn't take it. And then I think I'd said it so many times, she went home and took a pregnancy test and then texted me after. So that was a kind of a funny moment. Not funny, obviously, but I can't think of anything specific, but yeah, just sometimes it's funny that, I get something random like a banana and you think, oh, I can't say that. But then the person will connect with that and say, oh, yeah, I love bananas, or I've just slipped on a banana today, or whatever.
No, definitely. And has anyone ever come back to you and said you were right about something? So obviously you've just said about the pregnancy, so I guess that's kind of answered that. But does that happen quite often, that you get a lot of feedback after a reading?
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Some people give you a testimonial, or some people come back like year after year for like another reading. So I always think, that's a compliment.
No, definitely. And do you feel that everyone has intuition on some level? Or do you think that some people are more connected than others?
Both. I think everyone's got the ability to do it and can do it. And it's just up to you whether you pursue it, I suppose. I always say, like, spirituality is so vast. We're talking about tarot, but there's so much more. There's healing, there's crystals, there's all sorts. There's different people connect in different ways as well. So it's hard to kind of compare levels, I suppose, because, there's lots of different ways of connecting. And I do a psychic development class monthly where I help people with their intuition, and we use lots of different things to help with that, and just to try and see what they connect with.
Okay. And then how do you actually protect your own energy? Do you veer towards more the crystals, or it's just, as you say, the imaginary safe place, the bubble?
Usually kind of the bubble, and now call in like my spirit guides and angels and things like that. I don't use crystals often, but if I, felt like I needed to, then I would. Obviously it's real life, so sometimes people do have heavy stuff going on, so sometimes you have to protect yourself after in that way to, you've kind of picked up a lot of stuff, so you've got to kind of be kind to yourself in not taking that on too much.
Yeah. And do you ever find that the worlds of spirituality and horror, because obviously you're coming to a genre event, do you ever find that they overlap at certain points or during readings for yourself? And if so, can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, I think it does, in the form of that, that people are scared of it. A lot of people are scared of it. So obviously, that's the same as horror. I suppose it's got the connotations that lots of people are into it, and lots of people are into tarot. It's got connections with things like the occult, and witches and paganism and ghosts, and kind of all those kind of things that can be scary, and a lot of things that there is a horror film called Tarot, isn't there? And it's kind of portrayed quite negatively in those kind of films, and there's lots of scary films where people like me are connecting with people's energies and people's relatives and stuff like that. But it is kind of used for horror, isn't it?
No, definitely.
Did that answer?
Yeah, no, I think it did. Yeah.
Yes, I didn't answer. I'm not sure.
No, that's okay. Don't worry. And then I just have one last question before I hand over to the wonderful Claire. What is it about tarot and readings that fascinates you the most?
I think kind of what I've already said. That everyone's different. Even though you might get some of the same cards, the way that they're set out, the energy you get from the person makes every reading unique. So yeah, I love that.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
No worries.
Did you want to do your 2 film requests at all?
Can do, yeah. They won't be genres. So
That's fine.
I do have a question that I like to ask everybody when I interview, and that is, can you recommend us 2 films for yourself, any genre, for us to get to know you?
Oh, okay. So it doesn't have to be horror.
No.
No, if you're not a horror fan, I'm getting that vibe that you're not so much. That's okay. So any genre you like.
No, I don't actually watch things about ghosts and stuff because I find that a bit too real. But I like stuff like, zombie stuff, and I'm all right with Scream, like Scream movies, stuff like that. I suppose the more popular horror than the more underground stuff. Last year I had a real horror phase actually when I did watch a lot, Quiet Place, things like that. It's not my favorite genre, but I will watch them. I'm a big Harry Potter fan. So yeah, Witches and Wizards. I love comedy would be my favorite genre, I think. So I like stuff that you can escape into and laugh, but there is a time and place for horror in my life, and I do watch it.
Definitely. And for me, like I think I enjoy horror the most because I just look at it and I go, well, at least my life's not that bad. I'm not being chased by an axe wielding maniac in the woods. So do you know what? For now, we're okay.
I have to watch it.
Escapism in another realm, yeah.
I wouldn't watch it in the dark. I'd only watch it in the daylight.
That's the only way I watch it. You'd hate the way I watch film. In the dark on my own laptop and headphones.
Oh.
Yeah, full immersive experience. If it's not scaring me, I'm not interested.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the headphones. My husband's a big in the dark, all the lights off and stuff. And I'm like, that's fine. But I think headphones, that surround, the noise is just there. And
I can't have it on loud because my partner doesn't like horror. So like when we're in the house, he's watching his own stuff in another room, I'm watching my stuff, and where I'm reviewing a lot of stuff as well, it's not always the easiest to pick up on the little things. So yeah, that's how I enjoy it. There we are.
I think I went to the cinema. Oh, sorry. I went to the cinema to see the latest Scream movie as well with my son, and all I was thinking is, what if it comes real? What if these people are gonna? It was freaking me out. I think I like it better at home, where I'm safe.
It's always nice in the comfort of your home. But no, like you, I'm a massive. I do love my horror. It is my happy place. But Harry Potter is also a big part of my happy place as well, and a bit of Disney because
Yeah, I love Disney, yeah.
Can't help it.
Disney can be dark though. Look at Bambi.
Yeah.
It's dark. It's dark. It's not okay.
They do a great set of Disney Twisted Tales books, and they are really good. So,
yeah.
Take all the prettiness and make it a bit darker. We love it.
Yeah, it's nice when they change things rather than the same old, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think I love all the original Grimm's Brothers stories and stuff more than the Disney stuff anyway. So, it's nice to get the mix. But anyway, throwing it back to the event, obviously I reached out to you about coming along through a Nottingham group that I was connecting in. What was it about the event that made you kind of be like, okay, I'll give this a go?
I think it's exciting to try something different, isn't it? And I think that it does, we've kind of spoke about it. I think it can go well together. And I always think it's like a whimsical thing, like people walk around and they see you and they're like, oh yeah, I'll do that. Even if they've never done it before, you get that a lot. So I think it will fit in well with the genre because it is kind of part of it.
Absolutely. I mean, I know I'm going to try and find time for a reading because I do try and have one once a year. I've always found them really fascinating. And it's when things come up that are impossible for the person doing the reading to know.
Yeah.
Or it comes back later and you're just like, oh, wow, that was from that. And so, yeah, I find that really interesting. So for the event, what can they expect from you on the day? And how will they be able to book the readings with you?
I think we speak about this? I think we did. It might have at some point. I can have a booking sheet. People can sign up on the day, or if we could do pre-booking if people want to, because I suppose if you share my page and stuff, they could message me and book on. So they can expect to get a reading, and have a chat. I love talking, as you can probably tell.
Oh, you're in the right place.
Yeah.
We all love a good chat, absolutely. And what is it? So obviously, you're coming into like a horror, very alternative event, which tarot kind of falls really nicely into that. What is it about that community that you and the creative side of things that you like?
I think it's always good to see. I love like interesting conversations and seeing different things and learning different things off different people. So I'm kind of excited to, see everything myself and talk to people that I may not have met before, etc.
No, it will be good. We've got a lot of all the vendors of it's that everyone is so different. So there's going to be lots of creative people there. We've got some great people attending as well. So it will be a good weekend.
Yeah.
And so a little quick fire round, just for a little bit of fun. Moonlight or sunlight?
Sunlight.
Candles or crystals?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Candles.
Cats or ravens?
Ravens.
What's your favourite tarot card?
Oh, never thought. No one's ever asked me that before. I'll just say what just popped into my head. I'm not going to overthink it. 10 of Cups.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's quick fire, so it's whatever's there straight away. Perfect. And I'm going to throw it in there. What does the 10 of Cups normally represent?
It's kind of like cups are all about feelings and emotions. So it's a good card of lots of good feelings and good emotions and things kind of coming together.
Fantastic. Tea, coffee, or red wine?
Oh, tea.
I love a good tea. And what is always in your reading space?
What is always in my reading space? I suppose it depends. If I'm at an event, I do have like crystals on the table. I always have a drink, and because sometimes when all this stuff's coming out, you get dry mouth. So yeah, crystals, a drink, obviously a few sets of cards. I like to finish with an oracle card or two, so there'll be a couple of those knocking around.
Nice. And then one last little question is, if one tarot card followed you around for a week, which one would make you slightly nervous?
Ooh, the Devil.
That's fair. That is very fair. Fantastic. So thank you so much for your time and joining us and just letting us know a little bit more about you. Our attendees will get to know you a bit more so they can book on. We will share links so people can book on with you directly, and obviously you'll have your sheet on the day. So I will be putting words. I will be putting a map of vendors and where they are on the website as well, so people will know exactly where to find you, so they can come and get booked in, even if they need to book a time and come back a bit later, that it's there and ready to go. That's not a problem. But yeah, thank you so much for your time. Thank you to everyone watching. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you in September.
Yes.